Hi, friends. My name is Toni Cureton. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Life Skills FYI. Life Skills FYI provides a set of core adult capabilities to manage work, family, and relationships successfully. It's designed to help build the skills adults need for life. Life Skills FYI teaches skills of planning, awareness, focus, self-control, and flexibility. They are daily living skills to promote successful, independent living, skills that every adult should know, but were never taught in school. Life Skills FYI premieres on Thursdays at 10 a.m. on our My Virtual Academy Facebook page and on Instagram. So today, we are going to learn how to express sympathy and our condolences when a friend, a family member, a colleague, a neighbor, a coworker loses a loved one. So, dealing with the death of a loved one can be a profoundly painful experience, so much so that it often leaves you at a loss for words. Knowing what to say and offering support to someone during this time is important. It can provide a great source of comfort to someone grieving the loss of a loved one. There are many ways to share with your grieving friend or relatives that you are caring about their situation. Today, I will go over a few simple gestures that will help you express heartfelt sympathy and condolences and show someone that they are in your thoughts. So, the best way to come at this is to be straightforward and to keep it simple. Simply say, I'm sorry for your loss. It's straightforward and non-offensive. You can say this to a friend, to a relative, or to someone you may not know very well, such as a colleague or a client. This message does not offer assumptions, and it is short and simple, and it's a simple way to show your love and concern to that individual who is experiencing the loss of a loved one. You can also say things like, you're in my thoughts and prayers. It acknowledges your care and concern for the person who is grieving. If the mention of prayers would offend someone, then just simply say that you're thinking of them. Also, there's absolutely nothing wrong with admitting to the person that you are actually at a loss for words, especially if the death of the individual was sudden and unexpected. Saying things like, wow, this is so sudden, I don't know what to say, is better than saying nothing at all. So, you can also use this opportunity to share your memories. Saying things like, he was a wonderful husband or she was a loving mother will be a welcome source of comfort to someone who is grieving their spouse or to an adult child who maybe lost their parent. Don't worry that you could possibly create pain by bringing up memories of their lost loved one. What it really can do is open the door to conversations and allow them to share their own memories. They appreciate that. I know when my dad passed, one of the things that brought me great comfort and I truly appreciated was people sharing stories about my dad and what he meant to them in their lives and the different memories that they shared. It actually opened up a new portal into my dad that I was not aware of. And it was very welcoming during that time for me. So if you have fond memories and experiences about the person that passed, share them with that you know, surviving family member who's grieving, because it will bring them comfort. It will lift their spirits. You know, if you shared a story about them throwing a surprise party that they almost missed because they were running late, that is something endearing that will bring them closer to you, and it will feature their loved one who's recently passed in a very loving, positive light. So share your stories, share your memories, share your experiences. It will only comfort the individual. Also, you can lend an ear. Someone who has lost a loved one, oftentimes they want to talk about them and reminisce about their lives and what they meant, you know, what they meant to one another and all of their experiences. They want to share that. They want to talk about that. They want to go over that because, again, they just lost their loved one. And so going over fond memories and thinking about experiences, it helps bond and connect that person because they just lost their loved one. And so when you share a memory or allow them to share a memory or experience, it's another way for them to hold on to the love that they have for that person. So tell your friend, tell your colleague, tell your grieving relative, hey, I'm here for you and you can call me anytime. But make sure that when you extend that offer, you're sincere about allowing them to call you and to be able to just talk openly about what they're going through, what they're experiencing, and how they feel. Because a lot of times, you know, especially when the news of a loved one passing is new and fresh, you know, and the funeral hasn't taken place yet, you know, they are swarmed and bombarded and embraced by people wanting to show their love and their respect. And that's all well and good. But once the funeral is taking place and time passes on, the people disappear and they go about their regular lives, often forgetting about the individual who just experienced a loss. And so that grieving person often feels lonely and neglected because now, you know, the funeral's over with and no one's around. And they could use that warm embrace, that hug, that friendly conversation that, you know, just allows them to just, you know, share their souls with you, is greatly appreciated. So give a lending ear and be genuine about, you know, listening to them talk and to listening to them reminisce about, you know, their experiences and their memories, and to even get out about how they're feeling about the loss. That's really important. That's really important. And if someone who is experiencing, you know, loss and grief, if they don't feel that you really mean it when you say, give me a call, then they probably won't. So make sure when you extend that offer, you're sincere about it. You know, people can pick that up and sense that. Also, too often people say, call me if you need, which is what we just talked about. As well-meaning as it may be, if you're not sincere in really being there to listen, don't extend the offer. And again, people can sense that, and when they do, they won't reach out. You know, they'll just keep it all within themselves because they don't really feel it's a genuine offer. So be sincere when you do make that offer. But here's another thing that you need to consider. Instead of just making a general offer saying, oh, if I can be of help, give me a call. Don't put that burden on them. They're going through a lot and they have enough on their plate. They don't need the additional burden of now having to reach out to you and say, hey, can I talk? You take the first step and you call them. You call them and say, hey, are you busy? You feel up to it? Can I come by? Can we just talk? Can we have some coffee, some tea? Don't make empty gestures. Don't just offer general help. Say to them, hey, can I cook a meal for you? Can I come over and do some chores or clean up? Can I run some errands for you? Can I babysit? Can I bring some food over? Can I grocery shop for you? These are genuine, practical ways that you can assist someone who is going through the loss of a loved one that is specific, because you have to remember when someone is grieving, they are not always thinking about, what needs to be done because they're focused on the loss. But when you come up with legitimate, concrete things that you can do to assist them, then they can say, oh yeah, I do need my grass cut. I do need, dinner made. When my dad passed, one of the biggest helps I found was people who prepared meals and said, here, I'm bringing this over for the family. And that way it took the burden of trying to figure out, okay, I got to prepare a meal in addition to, picking out flowers and caskets and, things of that nature. It was such a great help to me. And so when you offer someone, be very specific in the things that are practically needed to assist someone who's going through the process of the loss of a loved one. And it will mean so much to them. It will mean so much to have your practical help in action, as opposed to you saying, oh, well, I offered to help. Well, I don't want to impose as the person that is going through the loss of a loved one, nor do I really have the mind to think about what it is I need, even if I wasn't being imposing and asking, So don't put that burden on someone who's going through the grieving process. Concretely name, identify practical things that you can do to be of help to them. In addition, if you do this, it will allow you and the person that's grieving to spend time and share good memories and fun times about the person that has passed away. And it will give them an opportunity to talk, because people that are going through grief, they need to talk, they need to express the feelings that they're going through, because they're genuine and they're real. And you don't want to set up a situation for depression to come in, because oftentimes it does. So your key takeaways are, when you're expressing your condolences, you are expressing your heartfelt sympathies to that person about the loss that they are experiencing. And in order to do this, you have to be authentic. You can achieve this by just simply sharing your heart and thinking of one of the things that you would like to say that's the most important thing that would express exactly how you feel in this time. You could talk about the actual loss itself, or you could talk about how much they mean to you as a surviving loved one. You could talk about them and how much they mean to you, and how much you care about them. That would be so greatly appreciated. Also, remember to be encouraging, offer hope, remind them of how strong they are and how they can persevere and have persevered through many other situations and circumstances. And again, when you offer your help, make sure that you are specific. Identify the things that you would like to help in, that you would be helpful in doing, and make sure that they are practical. So friends, that is all my time for today. Thanks so much for joining in. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to reach out. My number is 586-842-0558. That's 586-842-0558. Again, I'm Toni Cureton, and thank you for tuning in to Life Skills FYI, and I will see you all next time. And remember to always adult responsibly.